So here we have Em. She's a 19-year-old female. This is going to be her third session with me. She came to me a few weeks ago about her drinking problems, and I'm going to be a counselor at a agency that deals with youth. So we're just going to get started. Hi Em, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
How have you been doing since the last time we talked?
A little bit better.
Yeah.
I thought about some of the things that we had talked about, and it kind of like felt good to have some of the things out in the open, like especially why I'm here, I guess.
Yeah. Just before we start the session, I just wanted to make sure that you were okay with all the regulations we went over with the confidentiality.
Yeah.
So everything that we say stays in here, except if it's court
Yep.
ordered or if there's child abuse involved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last week you had mentioned we started talking about consequences you have had related to your drinking.
Yeah.
So did you want to get a bit further into that today? Did you feel comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that like I got a DUI. Yeah, it wasn't probably wasn't like one of the best nights I could have had, I wish it never would have happened.
Yeah.
So I had my 3 friends in a single cab, and we were going down this dirt road, and I had drank a little bit, and I was on the right side of the road, and then a deer came out, and then I swerved to the left, and I was like going through the ditch, and I was on it at like a 90-degree angle, and I hit 3 posts on the way in, and then I came like about a foot away from like going dead on into a hydro pole. So
That's
I could have like literally killed those like 3 of my friends. So like it had a lot of toll. And then I rode off the vehicle, and I'm living at home, right? So like mom's vehicles rode off, and that was like my truck to get around too. So
that must have been a scary event for you to go through that.
Yeah. When it was happening, I don't really remember a lot before happening, everything that happened, but I just kind of remember a lot of it in like bits and pieces.
Okay. If you go back to that night before the incident happened, were you out drinking with your friends?
I was at my friend's house, and we had a couple, and then we went and picked up my other friend, and I had another beer there. Then we went and picked up my other friend, and I had another beer. So just like kind of as I was driving, my drinking accumulated. It wasn't that I got drunk at one place and then drove.
Okay.
Like you'd like some
it was
people.
One place.
Yeah, so you think like, oh yeah, I'll just have one beer, right? You say like people say that like all the time, right? So.
Did you take into account like you say that you didn't realize because you went to one place to the other?
Yeah.
Do you mean it didn't hit you before you got into the car to drive?
No, to be honest, I don't really think that it was the drinking that had really affected my driving.
Okay.
I think the deer kind of like subdued kind of a lot of it, but the fact that I was drinking when that happened just kind of caught up with me, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not being responsible enough and just like not thinking of what could happen, you know what I mean? So
and did you have a habit of drinking and driving before? Was this more of a one-time occurrence?
No, it kind of like, it started maybe a few months before the event happened. It was like in the springtime, and some things were just going on at home, so then that's like, I guess I was kind of using alcohol to like numb a lot of the feelings that I like didn't want to express or let anybody know about. So
you found that alcohol was like a way for you to deal with those feelings?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
And you said you were living with your mom at the time when it happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned also that there were problems, that there were problems at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if you wanted to get a bit into that, just to get down.
Unfortunately, no. Because it involves my dad. I think that's like another topic for another time.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's whatever you're comfortable with.
But there were some incidents where like things weren't okay between me and my mom. I guess it's because I was getting ready to go and work for my summer job that I do, and then we just like we got into it about a lot of things because I wasn't going to be there, and then I guess like my summer job just kind of went from like a really high peak to a really really low peak. And then that's what kind of like made the drinking happen even more when I started to drive, and I even was driving like and drinking at work too.
It sounds like you were going through a lot at the time.
Yeah, because I was also away from my mom. I was fighting with my mom, and then there's like obviously like my dad fit in there like somewhere too, and then my brothers weren't really around, and like my summer kind of was like crumbling beneath my feet. It just like it was a pretty shitty year.
Yeah, it sounds like you were struggling.
Yeah.
And if you are to look back now, do you find things are going a bit better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? That's
definitely.
good. So you see a bit of progress then. That's good.
For sure. I do. I see taking the initiative to like come and talk, like I knew like sooner or later that I'll have to be like laid out on the table.
Yeah, that's a big step to come in and talk to someone. Yeah,
and obviously you're helping too, so
good. I'm glad to hear. How are things with your mom now? Are they a bit better? Are they about the same?
Like we're on and off like talking, like I don't know, it's kind of like I'm walking on eggshells with her all the time. So I'm not really sure, like, what to do. Like, do I not contact her because I'm scared of what she'll say? Or do I just brush it off, like, her getting mad over nothing? Or do I just brush it off and, like, continue just, like, talking to her and not be worried about it?
So you're unsure of what you want to do.
Yeah, because I don't know how to approach certain situations with her.
Do you think it would be helpful for you to have strategies to know how to approach her in a certain way, or even to have a counseling session with her, or whatever that you think would work for your relationship with her?
Until she's like in the right mindset, I don't think I can really do anything. Because she also has her own things to figure out, right? And like I don't want to pressure her and like I don't know, make her feel better to make us feel better. Like she has to do it on her time, just like I'm doing it on my own time. Right?
Sounds like you don't want to put any extra pressure on her for that situation.
Yeah.
And so you're not living at home currently then? You're living away?
Yeah. I'm not at home. I'm working in a small town at a ski resort.
Oh, do you like it? Yeah,
it's nice. I don't have a car, but I do get to like walk, like they accommodate for me, so they give me like cottages and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
So I get to stay in like one of the cottages, and I just walk to work, and then like mom, whenever she can come and see me, and then my brother, he's an arm prior, so I don't really get to see him often.
It's kind of far.
And he also, what I don't understand is like he stays inside all the time, and then he doesn't talk to me, and then whenever I try to like reach out to him, like he just like brushes me off his shoulders.
Do you know if he has a tendency, like is he isolating himself? Is he doing that to other people, or is it more towards
I don't know, to be honest. I think I've never really seen him be sociable with a lot of people unless he's put into a certain situation. Then that's where he's like, okay, I guess I'll have to accommodate or adapt to whatever this atmosphere it is that I'm in.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. He just plays games and then, like, gets mom worried because he doesn't do anything.
And then it could be hard to reach out sometimes if he's not reciprocating that, too.
Yeah. It is. It's annoying. And then, like, I just kind of get the backlash from everything. And then there's obviously the DUI, and it's
a lot of things to deal with.
Yeah.
But I'm really proud of you of making that first step and coming here. It takes a lot of courage to do that. Yeah. And like you said, you had made a lot of progress already, right? So, and we can continue working on strategies. I know you said you'd like to wait on the mother friend to have her in a counseling session, so that's fine. But if you would like, we can work on certain strategies on how to bring up certain situations, how to talk to your brother, whatever you're comfortable with, like with your boundaries.
Yeah. I think that'll actually work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We'll leave him for last.
Yeah.
We can talk, I guess, more along the lines of the DUI, I guess, today.
Yeah.
Considering that's why one of the reasons why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
how long has it been since the DUI now?
almost a year.
Okay. So, and you get your license back when?
So I got it suspended for 6 months.
6 months. Okay.
So it's another 2 months. Okay. Get it back.
And you said with your job you don't need a vehicle, right, to get there? So that's a positive, right?
Yeah, that is a positive. But I mean, like, for other necessities, like I can't go and see friends, and then like considering how small and remote the area is that I live in, I'm kind of like I don't have enough stuff, I guess. Like,
do you feel a bit isolated where you are?
Yeah, isolated. That's what I feel, because like the nearest Walmart, it's like 45 minutes away, right? So.
Yeah, it is a small town. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you have friends that come sometimes and visit you, or are you more than one that?
I have friends at my work. They stay, like, they have housing there too.
Oh,
so
good.
I like hang out with them, but I mean, like, hanging out with people you live with kind of gets annoying.
So would that be something that you would like doing? Is to get out a bit more, go see more people?
Yeah, that's kind of what I miss, having a license, because if I did have my license, I would be able to take, like, the company car, and I'd be able to go and, like, run errands and stuff, and, like, maybe, like, take a bunch of people to, like, go to the movies, or just stuff.
Yeah. Have you, have any of your roommates have cars? Or people that you work with have cars?
Yeah. But, I mean, our shifts are always different, so, like, I always end up missing out, like, because a lot of my friends and I, we have different shifts, so, like, when I do see them, it's only for, like, it's either a couple hours before bed, or, like, maybe an hour in the morning.
Okay, yeah, so that makes it hard a bit.
Makes it even more hard, because it feels like the friends that I think I do have, I don't necessarily have, you know what I mean?
So, it sounds like you're kind of unsure where you stand with them a bit?
Yeah, because I don't really see them enough.
Okay. Have you ever tried bringing it up to them?
No.
Is that something that you think would help the situation? Maybe if you were to bring up that you were interested going to the movies on a certain day, or kind of like schedule it beforehand, maybe you guys would have an easier time?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to, like, give them like the wrong impression, like make them think that I got the wrong impression from them.
Okay.
I don't know. But I could try it.
If you feel more comfortable with it, you don't have to confront them about everything, right? You can just set it up for, hey, I want to make plans with you guys next week. You know, more of a, if you're not comfortable with the confrontation part.
Yeah.
You can start off by little steps, just maybe setting a certain date and time, and even if it's maybe not with the whole group, is there sometimes you could split off with someone, or?
Yeah, like the majority of them are uncomfortable with me because of my record. But then there's some of them that I do hang out with within the group. They like me for me, you know what I mean? But then the ones that don't like me, I guess maybe that's the reason why. But then I still should probably ask them, because, you know.
And you're saying that there are some that you do feel comfortable with?
Yeah, but they're mostly with the ones who don't like me.
Okay. Well,
but I am going to confront them. Like, I think I'll confront, obviously, like, my real, like, the friends that actually like
that
me.
You feel comfortable with.
Yeah, but not in front of everybody else.
Yeah, and that might make it easier for you too, right? If it's maybe a bit more secluded off the side, you're not confronting a full group of people.
Because then maybe they'd be, like, more upfront with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we don't know the reason either.
No.
You know? it could, and it'll just give you more clarity on
Exactly.
It,
Yeah, you're totally right. That's true. So thank you. I should go and ask them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that might be a good step for you too.
Yeah, to maybe clarify, like, I don't know, just how everybody stands, how they feel about me and about how I've portrayed myself.
Yeah. And in the next sessions to come to, we can talk about, we can find certain activities maybe that don't, because there are certain activities in that community that that you might not be aware of. So would you be interested maybe in finding out certain groups that they have? You know, there can be weekly groups, maybe you can meet some new people there, kind of get you out of your apartment.
Definitely.
Yeah? You think that'd be a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
like that.
maybe we can talk a bit about that next time we meet.
Definitely.
Okay, good.
I like that.
All right, do you have any questions before we go?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came in today.
I'm glad I did too.
All right, thank you.